right, get in the truck. Here we are again on another Thursday night. Everybody's getting geared up. Hope you're having a wonderful week. Big prayers and everything going out to our brothers and sisters out in Florida who are fighting the tropical storm and everything that's going on out there. Hope you're getting ready for Labor Day weekend. I hope some of you are going to get 3, maybe even a 4-day weekend, and take some time to rest, recruit, and reconnect. Get out there to these events. I know there's going to be a lot of Labor Day events going on right now, and that is the importance right now of what we're trying to do here at Small Town America. Is just get back and reconnect with our community, reconnect with our family, reconnect with our friends. We just want to see you get involved with everything that's going on, especially now that school's starting back. We want you to be a part of all the school functions and getting out there. We were just out in Waco for a big community event as they had the Margarita Festival. Our friend Janie Balderas, who's been featured on the show, you can go back and see some of the interviews that we've done with her, who's been blowing everybody away with the national anthem, actually with the PBR, and she's actually has the opportunity now. She just made it into the next round for the World Finals in Vegas coming up. And I'm going to share some links. There'll be some links in the description below where you can go and help vote for her. And we're going to be visiting a little bit with her out there. But this is a time. Go over, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're one of the fastest growing channels out there, and it's all because of you, Small Town America. You're the ones like, share, follow, subscribe. Keep praying for us. If you want to help fuel the truck, go over to the fuel truck and fuel the truck campaign. If you want to be a sponsor of the show, would love to have you. Love to get in the truck and come out and visit with you. But it has been just a blast, and we can't do this without you, Small Town America. You are what makes this nation great. And two, like I said, we were out at the Margarita Festival in Waco, and you got to be careful. We're battling 100-degree weather. I know if you're here locally, you probably saw the guy over there at UPS that passed away this week, and they're waiting to find out if it was heat related. But you got to watch our friends, our family, check on people. It is hot out there. Make sure we're drinking plenty of water, plenty of fluids getting in our system. In fact, while we were over there at the Margarita Festival in Waco, the Lone Star IV tent was set up, and we had a chance to visit with them. And I was able to capture that. So let's take a look at that interview and how important it is to keep your body hydrated. All right, hey, Small Town America. So when you're out here at the Margarita Festival and you're in 110, 112 degree heat and stuff, the main thing is you want to make hydrated. And it's not just hydrating with alcohol and beer, it's water and other things. But you also have a cure for that. You have these IV machines. Can you explain what we are doing here?
Yeah, sure thing. So right now we are pre-hydrating before the heat gets to anybody and before the alcohol beverages kick in. So right now we have someone hooked up, giving them some vitamin and some lactated ringers, which help to rehydrate you, especially in this heat.
So, and it's not just here at one of the festivals. I mean, every day here in Texas, it's 112. What's the importance of keeping your body hydrated?
Obviously, your body is mostly made up of water, so keep it hydrated, keep your body working at its peak performance. And anybody that's working outside in this heat definitely can use a boost from getting an IV because it's hard to drink enough water and replace the electrolytes that you're losing when you're sweating outside in this heat.
Right, and so I know I was kind of shocked at the numbers. What is the percentage of your body weight and what water intake you put down?
I don't want to say exactly because I don't know off the top of my head.
Right, well, I mean, because they said I'm like 210 and it's like 1/3.
Yeah, I want to say it's maybe 50 to 60% off the top of my head, but nursing school was a while ago, so I don't remember the exact numbers.
But that's why we have the IV.
That's why we have the IV.
And so that goes in. How quick does that go into your system?
Immediately. So it's going straight into your venous system. And so you're going to feel the effects from getting rehydrated right away versus anything that you take orally is going to have to go through your gastric system in order to get processed.
All right. Small Town America, if you're starting to get overheated, get in the truck. Right. So Lone Star IV Medics, you can grab their website right there. If you're running an event and you think that's going to be something that you would want to provide for your guests, reach out to those guys. And again, too, make sure we were talking about the numbers all day. It's 67% of your body uh, is water, and that's how many. So if you, I think it's 2/3, multiply your weight by 2/3. That's how many ounces of water you need to be drinking each day to redo it. I mean, it is hot out there, and you want to make sure that you're getting plenty of fluid in your system. And then also, be paying attention when you're out here. We're talking about reconnecting. When you're out at these events, also be watching what's going on. The thing about heat and the heat stroke is it will sneak up on you. You don't realize how hot you're getting. You don't realize what your body is doing. So pay attention to the people around you. If they're starting to slur their speech, or if they're starting to get slow, let's make sure. And our motto: get in the truck, you turn the AC on, let them sit down in a cool spot. Let's just be watching for our neighbors, and then also watch for yourselves. If you're not feeling right, not feeling good, sit down, take a break, get some water, get in a cool place. But we were out there. Janie Balderas, as it says, a good friend of ours. She's been on the show uh, several times in different events. She has just been knocking it out of the park with the national anthem, playing it at the Rangers PBR. She's hosting this here. She's on the Margarita tour, and we've got the interview with her. So let's just hear what Janie's up to and what she's been doing since our last time that we talked.
Hey there, Small Town America. So we're with Janie. I know it. How are you doing, Daryl?
I am good. I am. Hold it on. What's that called?
Yeah.
Hanging on.
I know it. But so you did the national anthem today.
I did.
And now you're going to be emceeing and hosting.
I am. I'm emceeing actually with Shelby with Waco 100, a radio station here in Waco, Texas. So it's really fun. We've had a good time.
Right, but you've kind of been part of this whole Margarita tour because you just did Buddha last week.
I did. We did Buddha. It's called Buddha.
Buddha?
Sorry, I had to correct you.
That's fine. I mean, everybody says I have a body of a god. It's too bad it's Buddha. So yeah, my bad.
Buddha, Texas, and that was great. We had some other bands like Pat Green, and this time we have Randy Rogers, Colby Cooper, all those great artists, and we're having a great time out here.
Right. And so since the last time you and I met and we talked, you've had some big things happen. So you're nominated for...
nominated for Country Female Vocalist of the Year, and it's taking place at the Grand Ole Opry in October, y'all.
Right. So where can people go to kind of follow, hit you, help you out?
So you can follow my music page. That's where I really keep up with it, at Janie Balderas Music. And you can go to my website at janiebalderas.com. And then Instagram's kind of new. So if you're on Instagram, it's Janie Balderas Music as well.
Right. Well, so we've already been cut off from the watermelon margaritas today. What about the salsa?
Oh, the salsa. Well, first let me introduce you to my MC partner.
There you
All right, what's up? How y'all doing today?
This is
Shelby.
Yeah.
Waco 100.
Sorry, I grabbed you.
You're good.
I wanted, because we're having so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Hey, Small Town America, if you're over in the... What all area do you cover? Not only Waco, but all of...
They go through all the way north up towards Dallas, all the way down through Killeen. We have a huge signal, Waco 100, 99.9, always tune in. Great music, #1 country.
Right, and they have #1 guests just like y'all have. Who's performing tonight?
Tonight it's going to be my buddy Mike Stanley just performed. After that's the Hoosier Brothers, which are Waco's own. Mike Stanley's from Robinson, which is right around Waco as well. Went to high school with that guy. Good dude. After that is Colby Cooper, sorry. And then the one and only Mr. Randy Rogers.
Yep.
So yeah, it's going to be a great night full of live music here in downtown Waco, right here in the beautiful Wallbuilders. Great scenery, great people, great times.
You can see I'm short.
Yeah, hovering over here,
I know. So we will be back up on stage in a few. So if you're in Waco, Texas, come on down because we're having a great time. We're giving away shirts, and then we're also giving away shirts for 100.
Waco 100 t-shirts. We're throwing those things out. We got some Margarita Salsa Festival t-shirts, all kinds of good stuff. But the main thing is the great drinks, great atmosphere, great live music, what it's all about. So
that is true. That is the #1 thing. But yeah, thank you.
All right, Small Town America, you know our motto, get in the truck.
Yeah. So Janie Balderas, make sure, let me throw this up here. You go over to the NFR experience for the national anthem. Go look down there, look her up. because she is in the next round for the national anthem. You can see her audition video on there, and let's vote for, because small town America. This is how right now we've seen the Hollywood strike that's going on. We're seeing all these big networks and big artists, Jason Aldean and all this. For us independent guys and the independent artists, if you don't have a huge following, if you don't have big deep pockets, then you're not seen, you're not noticed, and all of that. For Janie, here she is. We were down. We did Clay Walker. Her band did the opening night. She's now nominated for female artist with Josie Music for the Grand Ole Opry coming up in October. Here she has a chance to be the national anthem for the NFR, the World Finals in Vegas. So big things are happening. But we have to go on. We have to vote. We have to support. And we have to get behind them, and we're going to continue to do that. So I'll share the links again. Will be here in the show. The other thing too, if you want to help continue here with Small Town America and help preserve our heritage, you can see all the events that we're getting involved in. We're Cody Custer clinics. We're at the YBR. We're doing all the festivals. We're going to be coming up doing the Ranch Rodeo. Jump over there to smalltown-america.org. And check on the little fuel cap deal and see where to do. We have all kinds of options. If you want to come and be a sponsor on the show, we can throw your logos up. We'll come cut some commercials for you. Lucky's Floors did that for our road to the championship and got us over to the world, and we can't thank them enough. We would love to have some other sponsors jump on board with us and be a part of Small Town America, because we can't do this without you. And like I said, coming up, so September 8th and 9th, we're going to be over at the Parker County Sheriff's doing the Ranch Rodeo. We're going to try to cover as much as that is, because the entertainment, the events it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So make sure you go and get your tickets over there, because night one, we're going to do the Ranch Rodeo, and then we're going to be Will Banister. I've got a video here of Will Banister. You want to come and be a part of it? He's going to be doing the entertainment and the dance after it. So let me just show you this video with Will Banister.
Girl, what you doing sitting listening to the music play? Since I first saw you, I've been thinking about the memories that we could make. Don't be afraid to take a chance and let some romance start. Don't even know your name and you've already stole my heart. You stole my heart. I'm just saying, the band is playing and we're both here alone. Let's take a chance and maybe get lost in a song. We might find ourselves right where we belong. What's that you're sipping on? Let me buy you one more. Let's get to know each other just a little before we hit that floor. Is that a yes? I guess you're feeling what I'm feeling, girl. Let's drink them down and baby, we can give these two left boots a whirl. Oh, let's give them a whirl. I'm just saying, the band is playing and we're both here alone. Let's take a chance and maybe get lost in a song. We might find ourselves right where we belong. I'm just saying, the band is playing and we're both here alone. Let's take a chance and maybe lost in a song. We might find ourselves right where we belong. We might find ourselves right where we belong.
That's right. So Will Banister is going to be over the Parker County Sheriff's Posse Ranch Rodeo coming up. He's going to be opening night on September the 8th. So you don't want to miss it. Come and be a part of that because we're going to have a lot of fun over there. And then we're going to be there. Jake Hooker and the Outsiders, they're going to be covering night number 2. And you know, I got a chance. Jake was over at the North Texas Fair and Rodeo when we did him last week over there. And awesome artist, awesome story that he's got. If you want to go and look him up on YouTube and hear his story, what an awesome story he's got. But he's got a great song out there. It's called The American. And I'm going to feature it here tonight because he's coming up, and we're going to feature him when we get over to the Ranch Rodeo. So I was able to take these are the flag girls from the North Texas Fair and Rodeo that opened up the rodeo with the Jake Hooker, the American song. And I want to encourage you guys, come out to and be a part. If you've never seen a ranch rodeo, then get out to Weatherford, Texas on the 8th or the 9th. You're not going to be disappointed. It's going to be a lot of fun over there. Then we have the Native American experience going on. We're going to be doing the kids. I think we got kids bronc riding. We've got kids mutton busting. We've got the Native American buffalo riding. Vendors, there's 16 teams, ranch teams, best ranches around the state of Texas will be coming and competing. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. But let me show you this here that we did for Jake Hooker and the Outsiders, the American, with our ladies from the North Texas Fair and Rodeo.
I'm talking to anyone around who's got the guts and won't back down. Hey, are you American? Do you have what it takes to be the best? Make no mistakes. Hey, cowboy, are you American? You've got the nerve, you've got the fight to stand up and do what's right every time you're back against the wall. Well, it takes a special breed of man to do things no other can. Someone who ain't afraid to give his all. So, cowboy, pull your hat down tight, lay it on the line tonight. That's what it takes to be American. Yeah, we got the nerve, we got the grit. We don't back down, we never quit. We're proud to say we're American. Yeah. Everyone who wave a flag, never run, it stands for all the things we ought to be. As we gather in his name tonight, remember those who fought the fight, the ones who gave their all for you and me. So cowboy, pull your hat down tight, lay it on the line tonight. That's what it takes to be American. I'm talking to every one of you that bleeds red, white, and blue. I'm proud to say we're American.
Yeah, so Jake Hooker, he's going to be covering the dance after night number 2. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Let me just really encourage you to get out there, because when you go out there, as we talk about all the time, the Western heritage, the Western way of life, God and country, then our family. That is what we celebrate. You're gonna hear the national anthem. you're going to hear a prayer, and you're going to see thousands and thousands of people come together and stand for the flag. And, this great opportunity, prayers for the nation, take the pledge, go over there, smalltown-america.org. That's on our website. Go ahead and grab a couple of copies of these right here. Find out the reason, the history of prayer in America, prayer and fast and humiliation. What George Washington, from his prayer journal, you can read some of his prayers. I've got that in there. And then learn the history of the flag so that you know what the Appeal to Heaven flag means and how it set the standards for what we believe in today with our flags, what each stripe, what each color, what each star means. Go over there and grab those. It's at smalltown-america.org. And also go and get your tickets and come and be a part of the Ranch Rodeo at Parker County, Weatherford. We're going to have a blast on Friday night with Will Banister, and then we're going to do it all day on Saturday and finish it up. Jay Cooker and the Outsiders is going to finish it up for us. And then, guys, I don't want you to forget about, we talked about it last week. We had David Barton from Wallbuilders on to give us a little bit more education on the Constitution Day. Constitution Day is coming up September 17th. Again, I want to encourage you, learn the Constitution. Take time with it. I actually have Jonathan and David, got a little clip from them as they were just, so over at Mercury One Studios, it's Glenn Beck Studios, they have the America Museum in there. And you have the opportunity to go in there, see the museum, and see artifacts and actual history and hear the history of America. And so if you ever get a chance and you're over in the Irving area and Irving, Texas, go by Mercury One Studios and check it out. But here's Jonathan and David giving us some more information. And again, Constitution Day, we need to be learning and we need to celebrate it, September 17th.
What is the average length of a constitution for every other nation in the world?
The average length for a constitution for the rest of the world is only 17 years.
The problem we have is we've been stable for so long, we just take it for granted.
Yep. One
of the great lessons I learned is from this guy right here, Dr. Benjamin Rush. Benjamin Rush, we have his prayer journal, and in his writings and memoirs, he's talking about how that as a Christian, he wants to be really appreciative to God for all the blessings and joy. And so he goes through this list of blessings. And as I was reading it was kind of like, what? Because he's thanking God for this, and he says, and I thank God for all the times I have not fallen down the stairs. You go, what? And I thought about it, thought, that's really true. If you fall down the stairs, that's what people notice, and that's not a blessing. It's like when you don't fall down the stairs, you take that for granted. If you go out driving your car, you don't have a wreck, that's no big deal. You would notice if you have a wreck, but the blessing is not having a wreck. And so many of the things that are our greatest blessings, we just take for granted. Our health until we lose it, or our family until something happens, or our Constitution, our stability until you lose it. And so we talked last week about the 1619 Project. The 1619 Project, one of the fundamental premises is that America was founded on slavery to perpetuate slavery, and that the constitutional system we have is a source of all ills, including racism. So if you want to get rid of racism, you got to get rid of the constitutional system. They don't have a clue what's going on. I live in a nation where you have a constitution every 17 years. I mean, we've been blessed with stability.
Yeah, I mean, underneath the American Constitution, more people have been really freed out of slavery. I mean, to this day, America is one of the leading nations in the world fighting against slavery.
Yeah, and on the global standard, on the world standard, America is listed as the #2 nation in the world, only behind Netherlands, in fighting slavery and racism. So of 195 nations, we're #2 in the list.
Yeah, and all of that goes back to the stability, prosperity, success that we've enjoyed because of our constitutional system, which secures equal rights to all people. And what's great about the Constitution, too, is if we have an issue with it, the founders understood, there has to be a way to remedy that through a constitutional process known as the amendment process. So if we have an issue with the Constitution, don't throw the Constitution away.
That's right.
Let's deliberate on it. Let's think about it. Let's join together and reason it out.
The Constitution really kind of starts back with the signers of the Declaration, because they laid out the principles of government. And then 11 years later, they said, all right, these principles we laid out, let's do a constitution based on that. And it worked really well until you had a lot of racist people who said, well, equal rights for everybody except blacks, and they should be slaves. And so what happened was, we're standing here beside a desk that's from the old U.S. House of Representatives. This desk, it was used in the House of Representatives from 1857 to 1873. So that means it's seen a lot of stuff. It was there when Charles Sumner was caned over in the Senate because he's an abolitionist, and a pro-slavery rep from the House went over and just clubbed him down. This saw secession. When all the Southern congressmen left, all the Democrats from the South said, we're out of here, they left. This desk went through secession. And then it went through the Civil War. And then this desk saw constitutional amendments, 3 of them. This desk saw the 13th Amendment, where we abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment, guaranteeing all former slaves equal rights regardless of color of skin, and then the 15th Amendment, which guaranteed that all people had the right to vote. So this went through a lot of stuff. The last guy to use this was a congressman named John Lynch out of Maine, who was a Republican anti-slavery guy. But this went all the way up to the end of Reconstruction, essentially. So it probably saw, out of the 23 or so civil rights laws, this desk probably saw at least 20 of the 23 civil rights laws being passed.
Amazing.
So we got a great Constitution. We have changed it from time to time as it needed to be changed. And again, if those guys in the South had just remembered the principles of the Declaration that all men are created equal, we wouldn't have had to change it. But when you get away from that, sometimes you do. But it's still, even with the changes we've made, it's the longest lasting, ongoing Constitution in the world. I mean, that's a huge blessing.
Yeah, and so this year for Constitution Day, really take time, read it if you haven't read it all the way through, learn some more things about it. In fact, we actually just had a new book come out called The American Story, and in the latter half of that, we actually spend a long time going through, almost line by line, the Constitution, what it means, why it says that, why it really is an exceptionally great document and one that we're blessed to live under. So this Constitution Day, pick up The American Story, learn more about the Constitution, and join us next time on the One Room Schoolhouse.
Yeah, so Constitution Day, September 17th. Listen to Jonathan. Let's sit down and learn about the Constitution, even if it's just sitting down and just taking time to read it to yourself, and then pass that knowledge on to the next generation. That is our whole purpose. One of our missions here, to protect our history, preserve our heritage, and pass our wisdom and our knowledge down to the next generation. That's what we look to do here. The American Story, yes, that is an amazing book. Again, too, I can't encourage you enough. If you want to learn about history, correct history that you didn't know about, then go over to Wallbuilders. David and Tim Barton and Jonathan. They have one of the largest privately owned collections of artifacts, letters, journals, prayers from our founding fathers. And they are just amazing knowledge that they have, especially with our history and everything going. That's September the 17th. As we're kind of rolling up, getting close to our 30-minute mark. Hey, guys, I don't want you to forget about Take America Back to God. The revival's coming up over at Mesquite Rodeo Arena. That's on September the 9th. Let me do that. Derek Rogers in the Cowboy Church of Corsicana. Don't forget about that. Tickets are still available. Ann Wilson is going to be there. A mess of deals. You can go over and check it out.
Hello, I'm Derek Rogers, founder of Take America Back to God movement. We are witnessing the greatest attack on Christianity and godly principles in America that we've ever seen before. There is now a culture in America with an agenda to destroy our country from within. This nation became the greatest in all of the world because it was built on a godly foundation by our founding fathers, who sought God in prayer for wisdom, knowledge, and direction. Today, that same culture, blinded by the spirit of delusion, is quickly eroding that foundation and destroying every fabric of our society. We now indoctrinate students instead of educate them. The family design is now dictated by the ungodly rather than God's Word. The military spends more time focused on including those who have lost all touch with reality rather than building a feared by all the world fighting machine. The corporate world has bowed the knee to the woke culture and endorses the most vile and disturbing people. Sadly, even many so-called churches have rejected God for the sake of embracing a culture influenced by Satan himself. If you're a proud American and love God and love this great nation, we want to invite you to become a member of the Take America Back to God movement. Please check us out at tabtg.com or email us at tabtg22@gmail.com.
All right, don't forget about that. So that's on September the 9th over at the Mesquite Arena. Get your tickets over there, get your small groups and all that. and go be a part of that. So here we are rolling up on 30 minutes trying to keep us there. So let's just kind of recap where we are there. Our friend Janie Balderas, and I'll put all the links there. Let's go over, let's vote for her. Let's keep praying for her nomination, Female Vocalist of the Year at the Grand Ole Opry. And then we'll go over and we'll vote for the NFR World Finals, doing the national anthem over there, celebrating our country. Don't forget to go over and pick up your copies at smalltown-america.org. Grab your copies of Prayers for Our Nation and take the pledge. Those are some good reading materials, especially for students coming up. Or, I wrote those for guys because we don't like to read anything. So there's pictures in there. It's a quick read, but it's chock full of information, our history, our knowledge, and all of that. That's available for you. Don't forget, if you want to help us out too, preserving our history, go over there and click that fuel button while you're there, and help us fuel the truck so we can keep going, because it takes you, small town America, to keep the truck going. We've got the Ranch Rodeo coming up September 8th and 9th. We're all going to be out there. We're going to be covering that. So if somebody wants to be a sponsor, we're going to get lots of footage. Native American experiences going on, the buffalo riding, the mutton busting, bronc riding, 16 team rodeo teams is going to be there. Chuck wagon. We haven't even talked about the chuck wagon cook-off. Man, I love to eat, and I am looking forward to be hanging out with the chuck wagons there. Will Banister, Jake Hooker. It's going to be a lot of fun right there. September 17th, Constitution Day. We're going to continue the next couple of weeks until up to the 17th, talking about our Constitution, ready to celebrate that. Over 200 years, this is our freedoms, guys, and passing that knowledge down to the next generation. And then don't forget to encourage your students to get involved on September 27th for the See You at the Poll campaign. Again, too, if you tuned in the show last week, that was started right here in Burleson, Texas, by a group of teens, and has now grown over into just such a great event. So encourage your kids and your students to get involved, and let's do it. Jeremiah 29:13. Let's come at it wholeheartedly. Guys, there we are. I'm trying to keep you at 30 minutes. I don't want to do it because it's Labor Day weekend. I know you're going to have a blast. Get out, get reconnected, go to some of the Labor Day events, invite your friends, your neighbors, all that. Make sure Lone Star IV, keep hydrated, keep all of that going. And guys, until next week, get in the truck.